Thank you, Jennifer. Appreciate it greatly. It's nice to be introduced by someone that she just said is not only a great partner for our business, but a great friend as well. So, for those of you who might not know me, I am the much younger brother. And I have been waiting for this opportunity for 42 years. The exact date was April 21st, 1981. So growing up the younger brother of an all-star athlete, when you are not one, is difficult. But I'm not bitter. In fact, I've come up with a partial list of other things that I am not bitter about. His high school baseball teams won conference championships and made it all the way to the state championship series. Mine did not. He took approximately 11 years to finish his degree at NC State with a barely marginal GPA. I graduated with honors in less time, and no one cared. He was always going to work at GSM and talked about it incessantly with our parents growing up. I did not. He gets to GSM first. I end up with residential. I mean, just look at us. And I'm the one that inherited the family high cholesterol. When called Joel mistakenly on occasion, I have programmed myself to say, okay, I get it. I'll get back to the gym as soon as possible. At GSM, he's the bull in the china shop pushing forward. I'm pulling back on the rope, hanging on for dear life. The only compliment I can attribute to him is when someone occasionally asks me, "Are you Renee's husband?" But seriously, there are a lot of decisions we get to make in our lives, but we don't get to pick our parents or our siblings. And in my case, I struck gold in both instances. Growing up, Joel was 3 grades ahead of me, so that meant his high school years coincided with my junior high years. This is back in the day when high school here was 10th through 12th grade and junior high was 7th to 9th grade. To say that an older brother and his friends were influential to a junior high age kid would be an understatement. I paid attention to how he acted, what he did, how he treated other people, and was greatly influenced by him and his close friends. A few of those guys were Stephen Bryant, Trey Craig, Rich Starr, and Mark Brannick, to be specific. If they had gone down a different path, I most likely would have followed. I couldn't have asked for better role models, most of the time. Then we had a couple of years that did overlap at NC State, and of course, if it really took him 11 years, I would have graduated before he did, so that's not really what happened. But it was the same overall story at NC State. Great role model. Then we get to GSM. Again, the place I was never going to work at full time. And that was 30 years ago. Somewhere along the line, we became acutely aware that the third generation is normally the one that destroys businesses. Because of what our parents had built, we were partially motivated and led by the astronaut's prayer, which says, "Dear Lord, don't let me screw this up." As business partners, I think we have survived to this point, and I repeat, to this point, because I have no doubt about his intentions. Family and business together can be extremely tough. I have never doubted his intent. Maybe just his methods on occasion, but never his intent. Out of fear or ignorance, or maybe both, we have just kept going forward with Joel normally leading the charge. Leading is the key word here. Have you ever heard the story about the 2 friends having a picnic by the side of the river? Suddenly there's a shout from the direction of the water. A child is drowning. Without thinking, they both dive in, grab the child, and swim to shore. Before they can recover, they hear another child cry for help. Both friends jump back in the river to rescue the second child. Then another struggling child drifts into sight, and another, and another. They can barely keep up. Suddenly, one friend wades out of the water, seeming to leave the one alone. "Where are you going?" demands the one still in the water. The other answers, "I'm going upstream to tackle the guy who's throwing all these kids in the water." Well, Joel is that guy going upstream. If you ever have read Teddy Roosevelt's The Man in the Arena, Joel is the man in the arena. He's the one asking, "Why not us?" And he's the one saying yes. He accomplishes things with pure will and a foundational conviction that is both admirable and irritating. As someone involved in the community for the last 20 plus years, I'm extremely grateful for that will and conviction. He has helped our community leap forward in so many ways. As his brother and business partner, this will and conviction can be exhausting as hell. But this is how things get accomplished. I believe I know Joel pretty well. My guess is he's looking at that list of past recipients of this award and asking himself, what in the world am I doing here? Over the years, him and I have had short discussions in the past that if we could accomplish half of what our parents have accomplished and impact half the people they have impacted, we would consider ourselves fortunate and successful. Well, you belong here with those past recipients, and you have made an impact like our parents have. Actually, you have made more of an impact. You've done it, and you continue to do it. The fact is, communities cannot thrive if they don't have a few Joel Longs in them. Our dad would probably think this whole event is a little absurd. However, I also believe he's beaming with pride right now as his younger, not bitter son is introducing his eldest son as this year's Spirit of the Carolinas recipient.
Let's get it now. I was afraid of that. Now I've got 14 pages written and he just messed them all up. I don't do this. Son, younger, smarter, obviously you can tell I'm a blessed man, right? First, Steve and Susie, congrats. I told Steve earlier, it's a massive honor to just be included in the same event as you guys. We've always looked up to you guys and the work you do in the community. I really loved how you framed how you got to where you are, not by yourself. And everything that's ever happened to me to get to this point is because of other people. It really is. It's really amazing when you look back. And Steve is exactly right. I've looked at that list of the previous recipients, and I don't know, it's just hard to imagine being on that list. But thank you. Jennifer, Truist has been our bank forever, BB&T. And I think all the way back was a Southern National, way before when Jennifer was there. It was before her time too. But Jennifer, there's a ton of incredible bankers in this room. But Jennifer Thomas, you got big banks like a Truist, and with the merger and everything, and as a business owner, you worry about the personal banking relationship. Jennifer just reinstilled my trust and faith in personal banking, and even at that level. And so Jennifer, if you need a good banker and you don't have one, go see Jennifer. So listen, I've got about 45 minutes of thanking people, and then just a couple minutes to touch on something else that Stephen already, that he talked about in a lot better way than I will. I want to thank Patrick and the staff. The GBA, the GG, the Gaston Chamber is an organization that does incredible things behind the scenes and doesn't want credit. And sometimes that's a tough place to live. When things are going well, nobody thanks you. When things are going bad, it is your fault. And so we have an unbelievable leadership team at that GBA, and we owe them a huge round of applause. I did laugh. All of you have had this phone call. There's 3 people here that called me about 2 months ago. Actually, Natalie Kendall calls. I look down, and I've known Natalie forever. And I look down, and it's Natalie Kendall. Oh, Nat, hey, what's up? And Natalie, you know how Natalie, hey. And she did a lot of small talk, and I got a little nervous. And she said, hey, John Lowry and Eric Clay want to take you out to lunch. And I went, what did we volunteer to do? Nothing, we just want to talk to you. And I'm like, Natalie, what did we volunteer to do? No, we just want to talk to you. It was such an honor for you guys to take me to lunch and let me know about this honor, especially for you 3. If you don't know, John Lowry is a guy that has pushed me forever. And he's one of those guys that behind the scenes cares about this community so much, and he drives us. And it's always with good intention. So John, my hat's off to you. Thank you, my friend. Stephen, I had written down some things to say about you. Yeah. Smarter and better looking. One of us is brains and one of us is brawn. Okay. We have this penguin and the seal thing at work. You got, which one's which. One of the things I've gotten to do in the last couple of years is travel all over the country as in our association, some leadership I did there. And I met business owners like myself that are in business with their brothers all over the country. And none of them are as lucky as I am to have a brother partner who agrees to get out on that limb and shake it with me, no matter how hard I'm shaking it before it gets there, but always catches me when I'm falling and puts us in a better position. So I love you, brother, and you know that. Thank you. We kind of joke about it. We're opposite in so many ways, but in all the things that matter, we're identical. Somebody like me, I think men a lot of times, we're loners. If we really think about it, we get up, we do a lot. Men, we're alone a lot. If you're fortunate, you have one friend, one partner that you can trust no matter what. And I've got one, besides Stephen. And this guy I've grown up with, Wes Stiers over here, he introduced me to explosives when I was 8 years old. But our careers and our families have been in alignment. We both grew up here in Gaston County. We both went to NC State. Some sports things, but we run small businesses that are very similar in what we have to do. And so he's really a rock of knowledge for me. And if you don't know him, between these two, my superpower is surrounding myself with people that are smarter than I am. That's really my superpower. Really, it's fun and therapy as well. I think it really is. So, Wes, thank you, my friend, and to your lovely wife, Pauline, thank you for straightening them out. Thank you. Much love and respect from Howlin' Wolf. Along that same line about surrounding yourself with smarter people, there's a table over here of gentlemen and their wives that I run our commercial group, like Stephen said, and I chose it. I got there first, thank God. But there's three gentlemen here tonight that run our commercial group. And when I say run it, I mean they're passionate, they drive it, they lead it, it's theirs, they own it, they treat it like it's every minute of every day it's theirs. And the first one is Brent Farmer and his wife, lovely wife Jill, who, Brent, how long have you, I mean, you're old, how long have you been in it? I think pushing, Brent and I grew up together in the business, and Brent is the VP of our sales for commercial roofing and visioning, and he's basically the best guy in the Southeast. But more than that, he's a brother, and we love him. Scott Robinson is the head of all of our sales for the entire commercial group, and it's incredible what he will do to keep me straight. Fair enough, sir? And then Michael Ginther and Mary Catherine. Michael Ginther runs all of our commercial service groups. I want you to think about that, all of the roofing and air conditioning. Can you please give these guys a huge round of applause? And then there's another guy that's not here tonight because he's out. He has customers at Pinehurst. And all of you know him. Vernon Vaughn is the VP of our commercial air conditioning sales, and 15 plus years with us, and he has just driven us to be a better company in every way. So these gentlemen are the backbone of our success. I got to do a couple other things, and I told you the thank yous are going to be way too long. My father led our business technically for years, and then we had some really bad things happen to us in the 70s. Some people went bankrupt that owed us a bunch of money, and we were bankrupt. And my father refused to declare bankruptcy. And in the mid-70s, we were owed about $500,000 to him and had no way to pay it. And he decided to go to every single person that we owed money to and just say, give me a year and we'll figure it out. And the reason we survived is sitting up here at the front. The reason there's a GSM is the rock of our family is my mother, Judy Long, who came into the business and took over the finances, and that's how we survived. Is she still the backbone of the family now?
Oh, yes.
Are we all still scared of her?
Yes.
It's also was Mother's Day this last Sunday and her birthday, so her 40th birthday. And, to the other wonderful mother in my life, my wife Renee, who, Steve, just like you, I wouldn't do anything successfully without her and her backing, and raised our two wonderful children, Macy, who's here tonight, and our son Jake, who's finishing exams and is 5th on the list of grands now, probably, because he's not here. But we are blessed, and we're blessed to have each other, like all of you know, with our families. The other thing that's really happened to us is Stephen and I is our wonderful wives, and Janet here tonight. You guys have sustained us and built us up to the point that Stephen and I know we can do anything and have your back. And so we just love you for it. Thank you. And thank you for so much support for my sorry brother. Thank you. So I'm going to speed up here. Alex is here tonight. We have 4 of the 5 grands, as my mother calls them, and they are. Alex is the oldest. He's a recent Western Carolina graduate. He's a pilot. He's a Gaston Symphonic Band member, and he's leading our guttering team right now, which is awesome. He gets to work for me. He's loving it. Hannah is a graduate of App State as of this past Friday, and I think and there's some community connections. She started work today at the Gaston Aquatic Center. Rachel's a rising senior at Forest View, a star goalie on the soccer team. Right. And a cross-country star, and she claims to be the smartest and best all around of all the grandkids. And then our daughter, Macy, is a 3rd-year student at UNCC. She's the entrepreneur of the family. She started a photography business when she was 16 and will undoubtedly be the owner of a coffee shop coming to a town near you very soon. So listen, I'm going to answer this publicly for all the kids. We don't know if any of them are coming into the business. I don't know if anybody's asked them that. Have y'all gotten that tonight? Okay, great. We hope, Steve and I pray the girls do, because the boys took after us. So listen, we are blessed people, and we're blessed to be in this community, and we're blessed to have the family. The proudest Stephen and I are how you guys are growing into the young adults you are, and how you care about each other, you care about the community, care about each other winning before everything else. So we love you. So listen, I had to do that because you don't get this opportunity very often. Sometime along the road, and Stephen's right, I always wanted to come into the business. I did some things when I was 14 in our business, and I just fell in love with the people, and I fell in love with what we could do, and I fell in love with the possibilities of being successful. And in a lot of ways, my journey at GSM is the exact same journey I see in our county, in our community. When you look at your table, Stephen mentioned we hand out these wristbands once a year at GSM, and it's always some slogan that we believe somewhere we need to go. It's a slogan about maybe where we are. In 2022, the slogan was love and accountability. We had just come out of a really tough year, and we knew that our people really needed to grow and be accountable, and so we focused on that. I tried to get Stephen to go with the meetings shall continue, but he wouldn't do it. This year it's leadership matters. I'm sorry, leadership inspires. We're in a position where we need to lead better, and we're going to inspire each other. On your tables, we talked about why not us, and then say yes. Stephen and I decided about 20 years ago that we didn't like the company. It wasn't. We didn't want it to be just a company that provided a service and installed air conditioning and installed a roof for somebody. We didn't care about that. We wanted a company that made a difference. We wanted a company that had a higher purpose. We wanted a bigger why. And I'll never forget. We were talking and we said, well, who's the best company in the region? We want to be the best company in the region. And we started laughing. We said, and then we started saying, well, why not us? Why? What would be a better mission than make sure all your people are supported to the hand's point, to make sure you make a difference? What's a better mission than getting up there every morning, going to work for a different mission than sending out a bill or starting up somebody's air conditioning, although that's awesome. But there needed to be a higher purpose. And I will say that day, and I wish it was my idea, but it was not, obviously. That day, we decided to be a different company for our people and our family and this community. And we had so much backing. John Lowry pushing, Bob Clay, people that were inspirations. I look at this list, and Frank Matthews, guys. Frank Matthews, every time he saw me since 1990, the first time I met him, he goes, how's the family? That was his first question to me every time. And then he would say, man, your business is awesome. Frank Matthews would say to Joel Long, I wish we had half the business you guys did. Why did he do that? He did that to inspire me to do more, to drive me to do more. 3 weeks later, he'd say, hey, Joel, you need to go do this. So guys, I believe Gaston County, I've been so fortunate to be involved in things like the Warwick YMCA. A group of people in our community, 3 or 4, said, by God, why not us? Why not build the best YMCA in the country? Right? Right? I talked earlier with you guys. For 25 years, we complained about having a terrible gateway when we come from Charlotte on 85 into Gaston County, right? Y'all remember? Remember all this stuff? We need to build it. Look what's going on. We're doing it. We're transforming the county into the best place to live, work, and play. I believe in the state, and I believe in the country, and I believe we're exceptional. And that's why I love being here, and that's why we do what we do. You guys inspire me. I'm preaching to the stinking choir. It's embarrassing up here. In my world, it's embarrassing up here doing it. My face is probably turning red talking about it. But thank you so much for this honor. I wanted to finish on, it's one thing to say, why not us, on all these things, but the real action takes place when you decide you're going to go get it, yes. The why guys, and we call them the Three Musketeers, or what, Gene? Once they decided they were going to do something, they went and got a bunch of yeses, right? Say yes when somebody asks you. I don't care how big it is or how little it is, whatever. Find a way to say yes and demand that people around you say yes and take them with you. Together, this group, we can do anything we want to do with Gaston County. So I'm going to finish on something else funny. So why not us? Yes. But the most important question from our table tonight, to let you guys know what the conversation was, if this is a major award, where's the leg lamp? Thank you guys so much. Thank you.